You have a learning goal, and we have just one job to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Ashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearson VUE, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Ashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Ashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@ashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investments by checking out our promotional offers here. offers.ashem.com/ms learning. You can call 0704-636-7151 or call 0704-576-9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikunle Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State.
Hello, I'm David Okeode, physical instructor at Kavis Cloud, 4 times Microsoft MVP and author of multiple books on cloud security. I would like to speak with you about our courses at Kavis Cloud. First, we are cloud security focused. We maintain an unbiased stance towards vendors, and we cut through all the typical marketing jargon in many trainings out there. We help you to understand things as they really are. The second thing that's unique about our courses is that we are multi-cloud focused. Our multi-cloud security courses covers the top 3 public cloud platforms out there: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our instructors are not just trainers, they are seasoned professionals with real-world experience. The third reason is that our training modules are designed to provide practical hands-on experience. Our courses are packed full of hands-on labs that you find engaging and interesting. And finally, our prices are the best out there. I encourage you to check out our upcoming courses on our website and also testimonials from our students. See you soon at www.kaviscloud.com.
Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate two systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytics systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International Business Communication Standards, IBCS. The use of standardized notation eliminates ambiguity and ensures consistency in the design of your visualizations for more effective data storytelling. Are you looking to achieve more with your data? Contact us today. Visit dbrownconsulting.net.
ọmọ ọba ni kò ṣẹrú. ó wá sáyé ọmọ ọba ni kò ṣẹrú. ó wá sáyé kò ṣẹwọ́n.
ó yá akéde mo fẹ́ délé bàbá tó bí lọ́mọ.
ọmọ ọba ni kò
bàbá
ṣẹrú.
àgbà ògbànigbà ní ojú àná ó ṣe gbám. òsán-gìrì lágìrì ọ̀làgìrì gàgà.
ọmọ ọba ni
àkókò
kò
àrẹ́rẹ́
ṣẹrú.
bàbá mi ò wá kẹbẹ̀rẹ̀ mi jọ jagunmọ́ lòdì ọ̀rọ̀.
Hi everyone, and welcome once again to the Grassroot Innovation Program. And this month happened to be an exciting month. A lot of activities happening all over the world, and including on the Microsoft stand, we have a lot of things that is coming up, which include our Microsoft own program to bring about their development through what we call Microsoft Build. So it's an exciting month, the couple of months to come, and we are also very excited to showcase several offerings that is coming within the environment. And one of those offerings is the capability to see what technology is going to be, how technology is going to evolve, and the change that we're actually expecting in the next couple of time. And I'm talking of AI. So welcome once again to Grassroot Innovation Program. And Grassroots Innovation Program is a program that is enlightened to bring about a combo of both the IT service provider, people that want to get into IT, and relevant people that want to understand what's happening in the IT space. We want to thank all our sponsors, especially Microsoft, who started this event years back. So thank you. We also want to appreciate those that have supported this, the organizers that are outlined there. One way or the other, they have contributed one way or the other to make this program and a lasting program. And we also want to thank people that have supported us by supplying their music for us to use as our background song. I want to thank Franzi Music and Olomi Music that have been able to support us with their music to run through our events. And what is the Grassroot Innovation Program all about? The Grassroot Innovation Program is a program that been highlighted to bring about the experts and those that are mentees. Our vision is to be able to connect people all over the world and ensure to hear stories from them and use that story to be able to build up their capability and their capacity in what they want to do and how they want to see IT. It's also a time by which we look at the new innovation in technology, what is new, and how to be able to attain to such innovative gesture. Um, the, the, the platform we are using is Microsoft Tech User Group, which comprises of over 15 user group across every offering in Microsoft sector, and we're also embodying multi-cloud environment. Generally, the environment is cut across every solution that Microsoft is offering, the cloud offering, including Azure to M365 on SaaS, on their SaaS provision, on their platform to pass provision. We have Dynamics 365, Power BI, Power Platform. And we also have, for those in developing area, we also have security for those things. So all of these user group across West Africa, starting from Nigeria, have expanded, and we are seeing a lot of traction in people coming together to learn more about technology. And another thing we need to know that this is a program that is monthly, and each of the month we bring people to be able to come and showcase, tell us their story. Because from experience, we have learned that when you are able to tell story, you are able to embed people to be able to understand your line, what you did, how you attained to it. Because a man without a story is a man that has not attained to prominence. People's story actually guide their essence and what they have become. Today, I'll be hosting. Unfortunately, I'm the only one here today. My name is Oluwaseyi, and I'm a Microsoft um, variable professional on the M365 and app. I'm also a Microsoft trainer and also leading the Microsoft certified community. And my specialty in the training sector and consulting is on Azure AI and also on some part of the SaaS environment and also do some multi-cloud. I'll be anchoring this event this evening. And we're going to bring our guests. Our guest happen to be someone that relatively new to IT, but he has achieved several things in the teaching space. He's a certified trainer, teacher, and also is now into IT. Um, our guest is Oluwatubosun. Oluwatubosun Otunola is a Power BI and Fabric engineer. He's also a career counselor and educator. Olatubosun started his journey as a professional educator and career counselor from the University of Obafemi Awolowo. He specialized in business intelligence, data analysis, and cloud-based empower solution for organization. He currently works with Covenant Technology in skill to give data visualization and reporting and analytics. He also helped harnessing power of Fabric and Power BI to uncover visible insight. His expert lies turning that raw data into actionable intelligence and optimizing workflow and enable it for people, customer to have strategic decision in making data story. Beyond that, is deeply connected to education sector and is also a career development developer. And I'll bring to stage Mr. Olatubosun. Good morning, Olatubosun. Your video is not on yet. Um, if you are there, just say hi to us. Hello? Okay, there you are. Olatubosun, good morning. Can you hear us? Hello? Uh, if you can hear me, we can't hear you here. So while we are fixing that, we actually want to look at his career story. And one major reason why I want to look at his career story is how he was able to connect, because coming from the teaching background and cutting into IT make him to an exceptional person that um, re- required us to be able to understand how he navigate through this. And his story, his journey, what he did, and I think he's still having a technical issue. We still wait for him. While we wait, we just quickly go to, I think he's back now, hopefully. Mr. Tubonso, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay, good morning once again. I said your story is unique. Yeah. Uh, Having the capability to marry um, the essence of using education and IT. It's a story we want to really hear, because I don't know whether there are people out there that also are also trying to look at ways by which they can get into IT. Some of them might be teaching for over years, and they are looking at ways to try. So we want to hear your story. So quickly, just tell us about yourself before we start popping up our story, our questions to you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are listening from. My name is Otula Olatubosu Samuel. I'm a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ilefe, where I obtained my first degree in guidance and counseling. Presently, I'm working as an educator, a counselor, and a Microsoft fabric engineer at Covenant Technologies. So I'm passionate about learning new things, um, working with data, and at my spare time, I enjoy playing the piano. So
So you also do you do music. That's great.
yes, sir.
So for viewer out there, if you have question, we have the chat. You can just throw your question to it, and we'll be able to ask Mr. Tubosun. But several area you might want to ask question on. Probably you are just new to IT. You want to get the word out there. You want to look at how you can change your career. You can also send those questions. And if you need clarification on what's happening and what you need to do, you can also send it. So, Mr. Tubosun, back to you.
Yes, sir.
The first question we have for you is that you went to University of Ife and you graduated as a counselor. What inspired you to go into IT? What are things that inspired you to take
Um,
that journey to IT?
there's no singular cause for that.
Mm,
So let me start by saying number one is the desire to learn new things.
mm,
My curiosity got me into IT. I'm someone that loves to learn new things, attaining greater heights. At a point
mm,
in my career, the work was getting boring. It was getting monotonous. Having to do
mm,
the same thing all over again, year in, year out. So I began to ask myself some cogent questions: that is this what I want to be doing for the entirety of my life? So
mm,
I want to learn new things. I want to delve into new things. I want to go into new areas, new territories, and conquer it. That's one.
mm,
Number two, um, I love practical things. I don't really like theory, learning theories. I want practical things. I want technical things. I want something that I can work, that I can do, that and I will see the result. Not telling me something abstract. For instance, now in counseling, there are a lot of theories that we were taught. So I remember back in those days, I and my friends, we used to ask ourselves questions that what's the essence of all these theory things that they are just teaching us. We so I feel bored when I was in university because I want practical things. Teach us practicals. Teach us how to solve. Teach us technical things. How to solve. I remember my lecturer, Dr. Adebowale. The lecturer will always come to our class, start telling us you have to get a skill. I just got a gig from somewhere in UK, and I helped them to analyze data and look at the amount they are paying me. So the man was like encouraging us that learn a skill, go beyond what you have been taught in class. And unfortunately for we Africans, we don't really have that embedded in our curriculum. You just have to teach yourself some of those things. So I'm going from a number background. We know all these things, but to actually play it out, to actually run with it, it was so difficult because there's little or no fund to actually foot the bills of getting a system, going to a school. So
Okay, we are going to get to the challenges, though. But,
okay,
what you said, if I can just paraphrase what you said, Mr. Tuboshin, you mentioned that one, you were a curious person,
yes,
and
sir.
because you also want something that is practical, and thirdly, you want to explore. So
Yeah,
those are three major things that gave you
there are
into
still more. There are still more.
See more. So let's hear what and what, because we don't know how many people outside there that also want to delve into IT. Maybe they have been doing the same job over and over and they're feeling monotonous, and those kind of job is beginning beginning to make them insignificant. And as
So
long as there's no passion for what you are doing, you might need to change. So what other things that were a driving
and again,
factor
I
to your change?
I don't want to be left out in this era of digital age. I want to be able to say something. Just
Okay.
imagine,
So
just imagine a friend of you asking you questions and you have nothing to say, or your child
okay.
comes to ask you about some questions and you don't have anything to add to it. You don't have anything to say. So I want a skill that will test the test of time. A skill that I'll be able to, that is relatable, a skill that I can tell people about. So another thing is the story from people, because before I delve into IT, I read a lot about stories about especially the women, how a nursing mother. Um, what inspired most is the story of this woman, Bookie Wright, a
Hmm.
veteran actress who was able to switch his
Okay.
career, a woman for that matter, who was able to switch a career into tech. So um, there's no excuse. I tell myself there's no excuse for you not to do these things. If a
Hmm.
woman, a nursing mother has other responsibilities, if you can go into IT and be successful, so what excuse do I have?
Hmm.
So
So
all this together forced me
hmm,
into learning tech. It's not really even the money per se. It's not even the
the financial
financial aspect.
gratification. Hmm. Okay. So thank you, Mr. Tobolson. So it's good to hear that probably your inspiration also got across people you look at as mentors. So even in this program, we have a lot of mentor people that have supported the community. We're going to showcase them soon. So if you are there and you need someone to talk to, you just connect to one of them or two of them to be able to get to understand them. Because sometimes when you have an inspiration and you have somebody you are looking at is able to give you that edge. So the second question I want to ask you, Mr. Tuboto, is you have mentioned several things that have inspired you. What are the challenges that you have faced? And how did you overcome it? Hello, Mr. Tuboto. I think is the network, but hopefully from what he said, just analyzing his word before he answered this, he was able to guide us to an understanding point that sometimes when you want to shift career, there might be certain factor around you that might make you to shift career. One of the things he mentioned is when you don't have satisfaction in what you do. He
Are
also
you getting
said,
that?
yeah, we can hear you now. So,
Yes.
the second question I want to ask you is that we know you have told us what inspired you to go into IT, into the tech. Uh, One, you don't want to be left out. You are finding your job monotonous. Three, you got inspired by a celebrity which is called Bookie Wright, a model, an actor, and she was able to cut into IT and currently in IT. So you found that you have no excuse to be able to pursue this career. So the
Yes.
question is, did you face any challenge? And if you
Yes.
face challenges, how did you overcome it?
All right, sir. So the first challenge I faced was balancing the demands of my job with learning.
Okay.
So yes. So when I first started, it was getting more of me, and it was even affecting my job. So because I just had to look for a way to balance the two demands. And what I did was to set my priority, to get my priority right. I remember a colleague of mine getting me a gig. On a normal good day, I would have taken the gig. This gig is outside my job hours. So initially, I walked up to him. Get me a gig. Oh, I need something extra. So the lady got me the gig, and I think at the end of the month, I'm to pay about 50% of my income. So I turned down the gig. The reason why I turned down the gig is because it's going to be affecting my learning process. The person was even surprised that you that you are requesting for a gig and you turning it down. So the first thing is setting my priorities right, and I don't show up on unnecessary. I cut away with unnecessary show up. So
Mm,
that is one. Number two, another obstacle I faced is in terms of resources. I remember the system I was using when I first started. The system was giving me a lot of issues that it's really discouraged me, and I just had to abandon everything until a time when I was able to save up money again and got a new better gear.
mm. Okay, so you mentioned two different challenges. One, being able to be intentional and focused. You were able to be focused.
Yes,
Um, you set time. You are balancing as an educator and also as an IT person. While you were balancing it, you were able to create a platform for yourself to learn. So that as you are learning, you are focused. You are not being distracted. You also mentioned another very important challenge, and that challenge is the challenge of the tool you use. And that is one major challenge we found in the grassroots, especially the grassroots environment where we have people from humble backgrounds, people doesn't have they don't have the right tools, sometimes impede them in learning IT. Although some years back, we were able to give one or two laptops to people in our events, and we're going to continue this year. I don't know how many we're going to give this year, but we're still going to try. But it's a very good intention you had to be able to what to save in order to have a tool. Because if you don't have a tool, there's no way you can emerge as a data analyst. So our next question is we have seen the challenges. Now we are going to narrow the question to your journey. How did
Okay.
you combine your teaching career and IT?
Hello, sir.
How did you how did you combine your teaching career and the IT in your data analyst journey in IT?
Okay.
How did you combine it? Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it's something that was going concurrently. I'm the kind of job that give you um, the ample of time to do other things. Are you with me, sir?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with
So
you. Yes, I
job,
can say.
my jobs afford me to. There is time. Just imagine you having a 1 week meet and break, the holidays. So all these holidays are not there to just be gisting or be playing
Mm,
away with it. So that makes it easy for me to combine the teaching and and IT.
okay. So you were able to explore the as an educator, there are a lot of time that the government declare public holiday. Sometimes after each term you go for some break,
Yes, sir.
midterm break. So all those combined together were what you were using to onboard yourself, train yourself. So you can see, as long as you are intentional, as long as you have the passion, as long as you are ready to make a change in your career, there's no stopping you. Now, this is one story for everyone. He was able to combine his teaching career and also his training as an IT person. So, in the early time that he started, he made sure that he utilized all the holidays that he have as a teacher to be able to change the narrative. Thank you, Mr. Tubosu. So, we have another question for you.
All right, sir.
Now, there's a lot. We have there's a lot of career in IT. Our curiosity now is why, as a guardian counselor and as a educator, why did you choose IT data career out of the lot in IT?
Yes. The reason why I chose
Why
data
did
is
you?
because, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. Yes, you can go ahead,
Okay.
please.
The reason why I chose data is because number one, it's something that is relatable.
Mm,
It's not something that is far from what I've been doing when we were in school, but then you have to do it. You have to do it manually. We talk a lot about data, analyzing data, working with statistics, and I'm very good at it. I think one that is the
mm,
main reason why I chose data and analytics. Reason because I'm very good at statistics when I was in school. Where we need to, all these mean, median mode, ANOVA, chi-square. So I was good at it. But then we don't use system to do those mathematics behind our analysis. So we do it manually. So I think that's the reason why I chose data analysis. Another reason why I chose data analysis is because data is because it sits down well with my personality traits. As a data, for someone going into data, you have to be an introvert, someone who likes to focus and work independently. And I think that's who I am. I like to be focused. I like to work independently. And again, curiosity. I like to find
mm,
out why something is happening.
mm.
Are you getting me? I like to
Yeah, I'm
make
with you. Yes.
I like to make stories out of
Mm,
occurrence, out of numbers.
mm.
I think that's the reason why I
Data. Now, if you want to streamline what you just said, can you summarize it? One, you are a person that like uh, analyzing data from what you said. You like streamline those data to bring information, and you are able to carry out all this because of your personality. Can you just describe your personality? Because there might be someone out there. Please, if you have any question for Tuboso, you can send it into the chat. We'll let him know. What do you mean by your personality? So somebody might need to check that to see whether it is fit for the data environment.
If you are someone that likes to work independently,
Okay.
for instance, now you can be talking to me. I can be in the midst of people. You are talking to me, but I'm not listening to what
Okay.
you are saying. I'm in my own world, thinking
Okay.
about how to solve a solution, how to find solutions to problems. So, as a
Okay.
data analysis, um, for someone who is an introvert, data
Mm.
analysis, that such person do well in data analytics because
Okay.
you want to be focused. You are someone that you are not that outgoing person. You are not that person that they sees everywhere. Data analytics demands someone who is able to, someone who is calm. Let me use that word. Someone who is
Okay.
calm. Are you getting me, sir?
I'm with
So
you.
someone who is calm, who wants to work independently. I think that's what I mean by saying
So your trait.
yes,
So
sir.
and a data analyst must be someone that is able to ensure certain uh, aspects of his life. It's going to analyzing. Does it mean that the person must be a good storyteller? Are you a good storyteller?
Yes.
Okay.
As a data
So
analyst, as a
go
data
ahead.
analyst, you are making story out of raw information. Are you getting me,
Okay.
sir?
Okay.
You are trying to synthesize various information, various raw data. You are bringing it together, working on it
Okay.
to tell a meaningful
Okay.
story, so that people can gain
Okay.
insight from it, to bring out insight
Okay.
from it. So that is what it means by saying data analysis are good storytellers.
Hmm. So if I want to go into data analysis now, just from your story, maybe I'm into fishing, I'm into oceanography, I need to first of all check myself. What is my makeup from what you said? For your story, you are able to check that you are a good storyteller. You are someone that believes in analytics
Yes, sir.
and someone that is driven by the passion of getting information from data and making sure you transform it into good story. So, in your line, sorry, I'm really betting on this because there are so many people out there that want to really understand. In your line, what majorly inspired you? Were you able to go to a seminar or to a talk show that someone change the narrative by using data? Or what and what did you do that make you to get to this conclusion? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, Sir Thomas? I think my network went off, so I'll just go back. Sir Thomas, can you hear me?
Yes,
Sir
sir.
Thomas? Okay, good. So I said,
Hello, sir.
I can hear you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Thomas. I think we're having some connection issue here. Mr. Thomas, can you hear me? Oh. So, just as I was asking him, sometimes for you to go into this career, as Mr. Tubosun said, he was able to get inspiration. Now, inspiration in the likes of probably getting story of people, as we said. He mentioned one artist that is out there, which is everybody know her story. Her name is Bookie Wright. She was an artist, and she was able to change her career path into IT, not because of her background, but because of her passion. So now Tubolton is saying that when you hear such story, it inspires you, and such inspiration takes you to look inward, to do like a journey to yourself. What do I like to do? How do I like to go about it? What are things that I like? So okay, Mr. Tubolton is back. Sorry. Yeah, I can hear. I can. Okay. Uh, I was just but training what you said earlier, like a buttress to what you said, that you mentioned that you are able to get to know yourself and your knowledge of yourself, so that you're an analytic person. You are the person that like to transform data into information. So I asked the question that were you able to this for before you can get conclusion to have conclusions for all this, were you able to be in one seminar or somebody made a talk that inspired you in this journey?
Hello?
Hello, can
Can
you
you
hear
please
me?
I can't hear you well, sir.
Okay, I said, were you able to get inspired by someone's story that you saw or you were in the seminar or
um, get to the point of making the decision of having an inward research about yourself?
The network.
Okay, you're still not hearing me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you cannot, let's just move to the next question. How will you describe the impact of AI in today's world? The fifth question. How to you
Are you
describe
talking
the
about
impact?
AI?
Yes, now because it seems that we are not communicating the last question, because the last question was for you to tell me whether you went to a seminar or somebody actually made a speech about data that gave you that drive to get to this conclusion.
No, not really. I think it's because data is what I've been working on since when I was in the university. Can you hear me,
Okay,
sir? So
I can hear you. Yes.
I think that's the reason why I settled down for data analytics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And our next question is to look at the impact of AI. What do you
Okay.
think AI in data analysis that you are now? What
Yes,
is
sir.
the future of data analysis with AI?
Okay.
How will you describe AI in today's world?
I need to firstly um, acknowledge that AI has come to make our life easier, and it should
Okay.
be everybody's companion.
Okay.
And the beautiful part of it is that AI, everybody, irrespective of the walks of life you are coming from, AI is applicable to your job. So I'm going to tell a brief story of what happened at my workplace. As you know, as a teacher, what we dread the most is an average teacher. What an average teacher dread the most is they're having to write a lesson note. So there's this teacher that is found wanting, is lagging behind in his writing of lesson, and it has been really disturbing her that how will I write lesson note of about um, seven 7 weeks. So we decided to put something to a test. We're going to so we were able to prompt this ChatGPT to write us a lesson note. We prompt the ChatGPT, give him the topics for it to. So he was able to do the work excellently well. So what am I saying? AI is everybody's companion. I remember sometimes in my learning process when I have to prompt the AI to give me how to go about writing
I think we lost him again. Now, for before he come up because of the network, he mentioned something significant
In
that AI.
tax formula
Okay, I think it's back.
should be everybody's companion. Hello.
Okay. So although we can't really hear the
Hello, sir.
last few statements you made, but yeah, we can hear you. We didn't hear the last few statements you made, but from what you said, um, having a collaboration with AI will bring efficiency. That means you mentioned the story that one of your colleague in the education, an educator, was having issue with his note writing and or her note writing. You mentioned she's a female, and you were able to use AI and ChatGPT by prompting it to be able to give you a direction, and that make you to conclude that AI will surely be our companion. And the last question I can hear you. We can hear you. So the last question we would like to ask you before you leave the studio is to help us, to give us an advice. What advice can you give somebody that wants to go into the tech, especially into the career space you have?
Number one is to join a community where you can just learn
Okay.
from. So you cannot be on this journey alone. So you have to have a community. You know, the Bible says, iron sharpeneth iron, just like a friend sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. So you need someone to journey with, someone that you can draw strength from, even when, because I must tell you, there will be sometimes that the energy is down. But when you are in the community will motivate you to want to do more. That is one. Number two is that always show up. And what do I mean by showing up? There's this feelings that I don't know, maybe it's just applicable to me. You know, when you are in a journey of learning something, there's this feeling.
Mr. Atubos, can you
Should
hear
I
me?
call it?
Okay, can you rephrase what you said earlier? Because we can hardly hear that area, what you were saying. I think his network is really acting up today. So one thing I caught from what he said is that you can't walk in this journey alone. You need to join a community. You need to locate a mentor. You need to have self-driven desires. And you have to check yourself. What do I like to do? Which area do I like to go into? What and what do I feel is applicable with me, especially looking at my passion? Am I ready to give time? Am I ready to give opportunity a chance? So these are questions you need to ask yourself, and that question helps to drive whether you are suitable to go into this career path or you won't likely just want to stay where you are. IT is dynamic. IT is a changing roller coaster. With the cloud innovation, with several other things coming into the playing ground, AI especially, a lot of narrative is changing. The traditional way by which we see IT has been amplified. It has been accelerated. So you need now to be able to cut and ask yourself, am I fit for this career? So, Mr. Atubosun, you are back. You were saying something. So, can you just conclude as we round up the segment of the program? What is your advice for people out there that want to go into the data space?
Okay.
I know you mentioned you must join a community. Yeah. The second, you are making a point, the second point.
I was talking about, okay, the second point.
Yes.
Okay. I was saying that you should always show up. And I was trying to talk around the line of imposter syndrome. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, you can continue. We are getting you. Yes,
Hello?
we are
Hello?
getting you. We,
Imposter syndrome. Okay, sir. I was trying to talk.
I think the network is, whether it's my network or his network, there's something still not
In line with the
really okay. It's back now.
imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Where I said there's this where you are in a learning your confidence. Are you getting me, sir?
Yeah. So another thing he mentioned here, if I get him correctly,
Hello,
is
sir.
that after you have joined the community, you must always try to build your confidence. Okay. Is there any other thing you want to add
Exactly.
to this?
Hello, sir. No,
Yeah,
no
I
other
can hear
thing. No
you.
other thing, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tubosun, and we
Okay,
really
so
appreciate your time.
I was
Okay, I think
saying
his network glitch is still there. Okay. So we want to
that
appreciate Mr. Yeah.
you
I don't know whether it's my network, but it seems I could not hear Mr. Tubosun. So if you are hearing Mr. Tubosun, we want to thank you for being part of this morning. And we thank you for telling us your story. And if you're out there, you're looking at going to data, Mr. Tubosun make sure that he has several features that made him to go into it. One, he like analytics. Two, he like transforming story. And three, he has a passion. So when you combine this, he said, get a community and don't be be inferior when you get to the community. Always be confident that that will also reach your network and bring about connectivity with every other person you want. Thank you, Mr. Atubo. So as we move along with the program, we want to go into the innovation port corner. And today we are looking at a buzz about agents. Now, when I describe agents, generally several things is happening. If you have noticed, maybe you have not, you notice that more effectively now, you can book a flight by just talking to an agent from all the um, flight, the third party agency that help in booking hotels and flights. Most time they walk through an algorithm or model that actually been provisioned to be able to talk to the services that is provisioned by each of these business. If it's the flight business, if it's the accommodation business. Now that tells us that we're in an era now that we're going to have several automation that's going to happen in the system. And each of these automation will simplify by the way by which we approach business, we approach what we do. So we're going to quickly look at some offering today. And the first one we're going to look at is to look at the various way from Microsoft perspective where they are developing the environment to be able to enable you to build your services. We start with the first one, Copilot agents. And I have a short video here that tells you about how Microsoft is empowering people by creating environment that can help in building this agent and ensuring this is properly used.
Did you know that if you have Microsoft 365 Copilot, you can create specialist agents in just one click to help you and your team with your specified topics and tasks? For example, imagine if you are working in a different time zone to the rest of your team, so you often wake up to a bunch of their unanswered messages at the start of your day. Now, while you are asleep or away, your agent, grounded in the knowledge you give it, can answer specific questions from your team on your behalf, freeing you up. In fact, all you need to build your agent is your content in SharePoint and an idea for where an agent can help you in the course of your day. Let me show you just how easy it is to create one. My team writes product specifications for Contoso Energy's solar panel arrays. In SharePoint, all I have to do is select the folders or individual files that I want this agent to focus on. Here, I have files that have already been uploaded. You can also upload new files where SharePoint will index those files for you in a few moments. I'll select all of these product specifications. On top of the screen, you can see the Create an Agent control. I'll click that. And with just one click, the agent is ready and grounded with all my selected files. And I can try it right from here. So I'll prompt it with, compare each solar panel array with details on the home range in square feet for the two types of materials offered. Add the average home square footage per array size and price ranges for each. And it gives me all the details across the files that I added as grounding information. So it's generated a response by panel array type and home square footage. And I can let my agent reason over that information too. For example, if I'm new to the team and am looking for a product recommendation based on the size of a house, I'll use, my customer has a 2,900 square foot home and wants the most efficient solar panel type and the right size solar panel array. What do you recommend? And here, it recommends a specific panel array based on the home size and tells me what panel type is most efficient with more detail. So let's rewind what we saw because I want to point out a few things. First, unlike other options you may have tried, you don't have to move your files outside of Microsoft 365. You don't need to worry about version control. Your files are always up to date as you and your team continue to edit them. And your agent is always working with the latest information. And all of your data security protections, such as file labels and encryption, remain in place to help prevent data loss. Now let me walk through another example of this, and this time I'll customize the agent to show you the options. Let's say you spend a lot of time building written project plans. Each has a similar structure and tone, but details will change based on each project-related tasks and other aspects. Wouldn't it be great to use your existing files as baseline templates and then just point to a small set of details to author new project plans? Let me show you how that would work. So I'm looking at another SharePoint site for project planning. There are two folders here. This one contains all the recent completed project plans like you saw before. Now I'll show you what's in the other folder. It contains project intake forms. I'll also open up one of these intake forms and you'll see that it just lists key details and differentiators for one specific project. So this time, I'm just going to select the completed installation project plans folder as the baseline knowledge for my agent. Then I just need to click Create an Agent. And if I wanted to, I could start using it right away by hitting Try It. But in this case, I want to add a few more details to make it easy for anyone on my team to start using it, so I'm going to choose Edit. Here, I can choose to rename. I'll do that. There's also an option here to brand it with a different icon image, but I'll skip that for now and give it a more detailed description here. In the Sources tab, I can see that my SharePoint folder is already selected, and I can choose to add another SharePoint site or more libraries, folders, or files. I can select here up to 20 sources. Importantly, agents do not grant access to your selected content, which means that for anyone using the agent, they will only get responses based on the files and locations that they already have access to. In my case, I'm going to keep what's on the Sources tab. Now I'll move to the Behavior tab. Here, I can add a message to help others understand how best to use this agent. And below that, I can add starter prompts. These are recommendations that you can make for anyone to quickly get value from what your agent can do. I'm going to add one here for creating a new project plan based on the defined knowledge from our folder of completed project plans. It also has an instruction to reference a specific project intake form using the paperclip or /. I can add 2 more starter prompts, but in this case, I'll remove the other 2 by deleting the text. That way, my agent is focused on this one task. Below that are the instructions for the agent. Here, it's best to be very specific about your expectations for what it should do. I'm going to paste in a command to output content very close to our completed project plans. I can test it from here, but I'll hit save instead so I can use it full screen from our SharePoint site. So now the agent is ready and discoverable for anyone with access and permissions to this SharePoint site. Let's try it out. This agent file is my new agent, and I'll open it. And I'm going to use the starter prompt that I configured earlier. I'll use this paperclip button to attach the project intake form that I just opened with the new details and submit my prompt. And you'll see the output as it's getting generated is following the structure of the completed project document and adding the details from the project intake form that I referenced in my prompt. Now I have a completed project plan like I wanted. Again, I didn't need to move files from their original location, and everything remained within my compliance boundary in Microsoft 365. From here, I can copy the output and put it into Word or an email and make any additional edits. And something else I want to show you is how you will be able to use this agent in the context of Microsoft Teams. I'm going to use Share and Copy Link to add this to my clipboard. Now, I'll move over to Microsoft Teams in a group chat. Note that this also works in meeting chats. So I'll paste in the link and send it to the group. There it is. I'll confirm that I want to add it to this chat. And from here, I can just @mention my agent to work with it like a team member in this chat. This time, instead of asking it to generate a project plan, I'll prompt it for details about the completed project plans in the knowledge source folder. I'll prompt the agent with which project plans have been created for locations in Sunnyvale. And I can see that 4 of them are completed for that location. Now I'll prompt it, how many weeks does it take to run the full project for an A400 solar panel array? And it gives me a detailed breakdown of the project phases. Others in this chat can ask follow-up questions, like you're seeing now, whether smaller homes take less time. And there's another detailed response. So we can use this information for future projects and customer inquiries. Of course, that is just one example, and you can use the same approach to help develop other types of documents and collaborate with your team. And by the way, your context documents don't need to be as structured or complete. They can even reference notes or meeting transcripts for similar outputs. Now let's dig into the .agent files that you might have noticed earlier in our SharePoint document library. You can use these files and click on them to open your agents. And the files themselves contain everything that you configured in your agent. Here's the agent file I built before, and this is the schema. And you'll see the starter prompts here, the agent name, the description that was added, and the instructions. And below that are the selected grounding data sources. Additionally, these files use the same labeling and policy protections as other files stored in SharePoint and OneDrive too. So that was an overview of the approaches you can use for building agents. As you saw, all you need to bring to this experience is your content and an idea for where your agent can help you in the course of your day. Beyond building your own agents, each SharePoint site will include a built-in agent focused on the content on the site, so you can get started right away. For more ideas and details for building your own agents, check out aka.ms/SharePoint Agents Adoption to see what's possible.
SharePoint is Microsoft's own document management system that has been over the years used to be able to keep content, especially sensitive content that can be used for collaboration, for engagement within your company. Now, what we have just seen here is be able to embed Microsoft AI to create services. And the service created here is service to be able to use an agent dedicated to amplify the way document is being managed. So that is where we're actually going. And that's a very quick example to tell us that things are really getting into shape. And we are seeing several things that are happening all over. And that it tells us that we are in the era that we need to amplify our knowledge, increase the way we see things, and ensure that we are current in our approach. So we quickly go to the next innovation area, which is more of the AI Foundry. So we're going to also play a video, and we'll quickly do a demo.
If you're looking to create agentic solutions and want to move quickly and efficiently, Azure AI Foundry is the one place for discovering and accessing the right building blocks for your agents, with everything you need for AI development. Today, I'll share the essentials for Azure AI Foundry, starting with a tour of its extensive capabilities as a unified platform that supports you throughout the entire AI development lifecycle, from initial concept with early experimentation, coding in your preferred IDE, pre-production assessment, management in production, and beyond. Followed by a real example of the steps for creating a multi-agent application using the new Azure AI Agent Service in Azure AI Foundry, all integrated with your code. Starting with our tour, you can easily reach to Azure AI Foundry at ai.azure.com. And once you've created a project, panning down the left rail, you can quickly see the core experiences. First, the model catalog helps you discover and access a growing collection of thousands of models to power your individual agents as you build your system, including premium large language models from OpenAI, Meta, DeepSeek, Cohere, and more, as well as small language models like Microsoft Phi. And of course, there are hundreds of open models like those from Hugging Face for you to try out. Models are also available by area of specialization. For example, there are regional and focus models to support interactions with different spoken languages, like Mistral for European languages and JACE for Arabic. And separately, there are industry-specific models that you can choose from. The entire model catalog is hosted on Microsoft's supercomputer infrastructure in Azure for optimized cost performance. Next, in terms of model deployment, you can choose to run models on hosted hardware with managed compute, and for dozens of our popular premium models, you can use our serverless API option. As you use Azure AI Foundry, you can of course also bring your own models to run on your Azure infrastructure. Then, to help you choose the right model for your agent, you can easily experiment in our playground. For agents, you can add knowledge to ground your model. You can choose files to upload, use existing search index, or add web knowledge using Microsoft Bing. There are also options to add data from Microsoft Fabric, as well as SharePoint to connect with data in Microsoft 365. You can also define actions for your agents to perform, like calling APIs, functions, or using Code Interpreter to write and run Python code to automate processes. And back on the homepage, clicking into AI services provide additional task-specific capabilities that you can use to augment your agents, like speech, translation, vision, and content safety. So right from the start on your application design, you can leverage Azure AI Foundry to evaluate AI models and services for your application. Next, to create and customize agents, the new Azure AI Agent Service helps you orchestrate AI agents without managing the underlying resources. Importantly, everything you do in Azure AI Foundry is integrated with your coding workspaces. In the code experience, you can take advantage of multiple templates as well as a cloud-hosted pre-configured dev environment to get started. And importantly, integration with GitHub, your code in Visual Studio, and even Copilot Studio for your low-code apps where you can connect to Azure AI services and more. This means that your work in Azure AI Foundry carries on seamlessly into your code and agents, or you can do everything from your code. By using a single API and calling Azure AI Foundry capabilities as service endpoints when you create projects leveraging the Azure AI Foundry SDK. For example, you can connect to different models using the new Azure AI Model Inference endpoint, which lets you easily compare models without changing your underlying code. And as you create your agent, you can easily assess and improve the experience. In fact, Azure AI Foundry offers a range of capabilities to help you as you continuously iterate for centralized observability, such as application tracing for debugging and performance checks, along with detailed views for execution flows integrated with your application insight resources. Additionally, automated evaluations help you continuously assess the quality of AI outputs based on key metrics like relevance to look at how well the model meets expectations, groundness to see how well the model refers to your grounding data, fluency for the language proficiency of the answers, and more. From there, you will use this information to create reporting, set up alerts, and share dashboards with other stakeholders. You can also take advantage of built-in safety and security controls of text, image, and multi-modal content that go beyond basic system prompt guardrails to automatically detect and optionally block unwanted inputs and outputs for content involving violence, hate, sexual, and self-harm topics. Azure AI Foundry services also can help you onboard to more advanced techniques as you optimize the output of your AI applications. For example, built-in services like model fine-tuning let you adapt model output with specific training datasets that you define, helping you improve model accuracy and effectiveness in real-world applications. Additionally, integrations with semantic kernel and Autogen, as well as LangChain, let you orchestrate execution flows for multi-agent processes, making it easier to embed AI into new or existing workflows. Then, as your apps move into production, we give you tools to monitor and manage resource utilization. Integration with Azure Monitor and Application Insights helps you quickly observe trends and get alerts for key generative AI metrics. And the Centralized Management Center helps simplify ongoing resource management and governance tasks, like managing quota, accessing permissions, and connected resources. Additionally, built-in integration across Microsoft Security and Governance Stack enable you to enforce organizational standards and compliance with Azure Policy, manage identity-based access data and services with Microsoft Entra, leverage your data security and compliance from Microsoft Purview, and protect your AI apps at scale with ongoing threat detection and security posture management using Microsoft Defender. So, with our tour complete, next, let me show you how you can create a multi-agent application using Azure AI Foundry along with semantic kernel for orchestration. I'll start by explaining the agentic app scenario, which should sound familiar if you've ever written a report. It's a 4-agent solution that can be initiated with any topic. There is a researcher agent that gathers information from the internet as my defined knowledge source. This process loops with the writer agent, which uses the information provided or requests more until it is satisfied. The writer agent then creates the report and loops with the editor agent, which can request additional edits until it is satisfied. And once it has approved the reported text, it shares the output with the sender agent, which emails the report using Outlook in Microsoft 365. These multi-agentic scenarios are similar in concept to microservices and other modular architecture.
Go into bringing the demo area. I'll share my screen and just quickly do a practical 5 minutes demo on what we just saw now, so we can have a better overview of it. So I think we're having some network glitches, maybe from the video on the cloud or from on the environment. So okay, so I'll share my screen shortly, and I will bring up an Azure environment. Generally, before you can get to Azure, you must definitely have a subscription, and that subscription must be active, and that will give you the leverage to be able to use the service. And from what we just saw from the video, we are looking at a service called Azure Foundry. There are several ways by which you can get to Azure Foundry. You can actually type it from the console here, just write Azure Foundry. It will give you all the various services that is there. And the one we are looking at this fancy image here, or you go to the create resource, then you type Azure Foundry here, Azure AI Foundry. Azure AI and Foundry. So it also gives you the link to it, and you can actually go there. So let's go to the Foundry. Let's go back home, and it's already mapped as my favorite service. And the first thing we need to do when you get to the service requires you to set the tone. And how do you set the tone from what you watch in that video is to be able to create a place by which you can have collection of your Azure AI services, because Foundry is like a one-shop area where you can get all your AI services that is currently on Azure in one box. They said have everything in one bite. So what I need to do is to create. Now you can create it by just being intentional. Either you want to create it for a specific project, probably you are collaborating with other people, you need to build an AI app like an agent that we saw earlier, or you want to build services on OpenAI, you have just specific project in mind. But in order for better management, Microsoft introduced what we call an hub. Now, a hub is a way by which all these AI services are packaged as a container for each project you are running. So in specific, it helps you to accumulate every services required for that project in one particular container. So I will click on creating one, and you can see that 7 different stages you need to input your data in order to have it work. The first thing it will check, which is compulsory, your subscription, to be sure that you have money. Then you must have a resource group by which this particular one can be. And my resource group is Covenant Tech. Then you need to look at the region you want. There are several regions that operate these services. They are all listed here. Then you take, I will just use the East US because most time all services are always there. Then you need to create a name for this hub where you have, let me just call it Grassroots. Make sure it's in lowercase, Grassroots team. Then it creates a friendly name. Then it also creates the services also instantly. It's created in OpenAI service, OpenAI service. And OpenAI service is a requesting if you are not paid for subscription in order to play around the service. So the next thing we go is to the storage, because as you are creating the service, you must have a place where all those environment, all those Azure connectors are stored. So one, it helps you to keep it in terms of security, especially to know where your key is kept and how the key is being managed. And if you scroll a little bit down, it helps you to create probably an image. Why you need this? Because you need to have an insight to what is happening, especially if you are running an application. AI service is a programming application that need to be monitored. But for this demo, I'm not going to do that. I'll allow the default one to be here because those services are paid for. So I go to the inbound access. Now, inbound access is telling me that my services I'm created, the application, the AI model I'm trying to embed must be able to have access to certain category of communication through the network. So you can either disable it from the public and allow it to be seen by the public. And you can see here. So I'll allow all network. I'll just leave the default setting. And if you have a specific workspace but you want to target, you can actually add it here. But we are not targeting that. So let's go to the outbound access. Now, the outbound access is associating your services in terms of isolating it, who have access to it. So it can either be on three categories. Either you're allowing it to be public facing or you're allowing it to be internal. Actually, you determine the compute resource that actually have access to those resources, or you want to do it per request. That means anybody that needs those access need to request, and when they request, you give them, you approve it for them. So we move to the encryption area. Now, encryption area is when you put another security measure on those data that's going to be transmitting through the system. I need to ensure that those data are protected. Then the next thing is the identity. Now, the identity can either be on the system base or identify on the user assigned identity when you are managing the identity. Now, for the storage also, you must be able to create, because we are going to connect these services to Azure Machine Learning. In order to create the model needs to go through process of training. In doing that, you must have access guard to guide those who have access to these resources. So either you base it on the credential as I have as my Azure subscription, or probably identifying it on certain identity model that will be used to deploy the service. The next thing is to target. Target is good for metadata search, indexing and co. Then once you have done that, you review it. Now, the essence of viewing is to validate what you have. And once it's validated and it's showing that you are passed from the basic to the identity, you can now create a service. So let's create the service. Pretty well, it's going to take a couple of minutes because we just have 10 minutes for this demo to show how we can navigate to the Azure Foundry. Now it's almost done, like you are cooking and the stew is steaming on the gas. The fastest way to cook nowadays is to use gas apart from microwave. You can notice that it's almost done. He has created the community services. He has already created a storage account for you. He has mapped the storage account to a key that you can use for your application development and trying to create an API for yourself. You can see the green shows that it has finished the storage account. It's currently creating the community services. And once it's done, it said deployment is finished. So let's go to the resource itself. Now, this is our resource. Now you can see the resource can also, it has several management console that can be used. One, in terms of access control, who have access to this application, to this model, you must be able to control it. There is what we call access control. Then you can target in order to allow the metadata to be fetched by maybe your search engine. Then for problems and issue, you can easily diagnose this. Resource visualization tell how you use resource. It gives you in terms of mapping. You can zoom to fit so that you can see what is happening. It diagnoses your system in bringing the way it flow from the machine learning to the storage and also to accessing security. Then the event tells you what is happening within your op and how it's being executed. And we have things like setting, that when we drill down to the needful in terms of the project you are running, you must have specific project you are running, the connectivity to it, whether it's public facing or it's so heavy. Then the encryption, as we saw in the wizard, and also the properties that it takes. And you might even lock it. But one major area that's very fascinating is the monitoring. Now, the monitoring is very, very essential because you might actually want to get information. You can create an alert. You can see the metrics about what is being used in aggregation of your scope. The metrics can be drilled down from machine learning to what has succeeded, what has failed. It gives you this, the model can help you to register all this. And all these are just to ensure that the system, and in terms of automation, you can actually export it as a template and type. So let's go into the Foundry himself, just as you're watching the video. I will go straight, remove the metric. Oh, sorry. Man, it was too fast. Let's go back to the up. And let's now go into, sorry. Okay, let's now go to the Azure AI Foundry itself. Now, when you go to the Foundry, you see all the services that was shown earlier. You see where you can ground it on the chat. This is where you can turn on the chat ground, on the playground, chat playground, I mean. And these are services that are Foundry. They get started, give you an overview of what is happening. Then we have the model catalog, and currently Microsoft has over 8,000 model, and they're expecting us to start developing those model at the time. So these are all the model that we have currently with the time. You can see DeepSeek version 3 is already here. You can see we can see Lima is also there. We can see every GPT 4.5 is also out. So all these are the category you can see here. Then the playground is where you try to create your chart, create your assistant, and you can also have tools that are there for fine tuning. You can do for evaluation and for the metrics and also the share resource. So I'm going to stop here as an overview, and we'll go back to our slide so that we can conclude the program today. As even I've gone beyond my time. So let's quickly look at some of the community. You know, when Tubosun was mentioning, he mentioned community, that there is no way you can run efficiently without a community. So we're going to look at the community we have, and we are going to use that to base and close for today. And so we have several community in the M3. We have the security community, which are started with the responsibility to create an environment for people to be able to get into tech and ensure that they learn through the security outfit within Microsoft Spectrum and also other OEM. We also have the Naija data platform, which has been transformed to data and AI initiative. It's now an NGO that they run several activity in terms of data engineering and data science. You can check them out on Meetup, Data and AI. We also have the Dynamics 365, which is for the business application to run application around the environment, ensure that we have automated system. Then we have, they also have series weekly. You can just check on them on the Meetup environment or through the internet. Then we have the Azure user group. We can see they have a chat on WhatsApp. You can just take a picture of that and connect to them. They are doing several series. I think they just stopped. They just ended some series every week, I think every Saturday. And we have the M365, which is the SaaS area where people come together to learn about M365, about security, about compliance within the SaaS environment. You can also join them. They come every Saturday. And we have other group. The Power Platform is still there. Then we have the Power BI Online. Is a learning outfit online. Just check the Meetup, as you can see there. You can join the community. and they have several activities which they run every week. And we also have the Tech Silence, which is an outfit where women can actually join their peers to learn and to be inspired on what to do in order to be a better IT solution expert. And they do several sections. There are several coming events that is going to run. There are several future events from the M365 to the season of AI and agents that is coming. And if you want to join our user group, you can actually look at the link and meet up and join us. So with this, I'm going to say thank you for, we are 1 minute above our time. I want to appreciate everyone that have made the time to join us this month to make effort to improve and to give us a better onboarding, a better mentorship program in future. Have a nice and lovely Saturday. Thank you.
Hello, I'm David Okeode, Physical instructor at Kavis Cloud, 4 times Microsoft MVP, and author of multiple books on cloud security. I would like to speak with you about our courses at Kavis Cloud. First, we are cloud security focused. We maintain an unbiased stance towards vendors, and we cut through all the typical marketing jargon in many trainings out there. We help you to understand things as they really are. The second thing that's unique about our courses is that we are multi-cloud focused. Our multi-cloud security courses covers the top 3 public cloud platforms out there: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our instructors are not just trainers, they are seasoned professionals with real-world experience. The third reason is that our training modules are designed to provide practical hands-on experience. Our courses are packed full of hands-on labs that you find engaging and interesting. And finally, our prices are the best out there. I encourage you to check out our upcoming courses on our website and also testimonials from our students. See you soon at www.kaviscloud.com.
You have a learning goal, and we have just one job to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Hashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearson VUE, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Hashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Hashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@hashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investment by checking out our promotional offers here. offers.ashem.com/ms-learning. You can call 0704-636-7151 or call 0704-576-9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikule Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State.
A pretext.
Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate two systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytic systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International
Omobani Kosheru. Owasaye Omobani Kosheru. Owasaye Kosheru.
Oya akéde mo fẹ́ délé bàbá tó bí lọ́mọ.
Omobani
Bàbá àgbọ̀ gbanigbani ojú ọ̀nà ó ṣe gbám. Òsán-gìrì la gìrì, ọ̀la gìrì kàkà. Akọ́kọ́ àrẹ́rẹ́ o.